Okay, let's just cut right to the chase. AI is everywhere, right? And in most companies, it's a bit of a mess. But what if I told you that chaos is actually your golden ticket? We're going to talk about how you can turn all that confusion into a massive, undeniable career advantage. This isn't just about theory. It's about making you the go-to person, the one they can't afford to lose.
So, be honest, does this sound familiar? You've got leaders talking a big game about AI transformation, but nothing really changes. You see these little pilot projects that just fizzle out, and your day-to-day work, it's pretty much the same old grind, buried in tasks that you know, deep down, a machine should be handling. If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone.
And here's the twist. All of that fumbling, all that corporate chaos, it's a good thing. In fact, it's the single biggest professional opportunity you've got on your plate right now. It's like a wide open door for you to be the one who steps up, cuts through all the noise, and actually shows people what works. I mean, just look at this chart. Companies are throwing an insane amount of money at AI. But here's the kicker. According to McKinsey, over 80% of them aren't seeing any real meaningful impact on their bottom line. See that huge gap between the money going in and the results coming out? That's the value gap. And that, my friend, is exactly where you come in.
So let's get real for a second. We need a quick reality check on why this is so urgent, why this matters right now. Because the clock is ticking, and believe me, the race to become AI competent has already started.
So get this, 78% of all organizations are already using AI in at least one part of their business. Just 18 months ago, that number was only 55%. This isn't some gentle slope anymore. We're talking about a near vertical climb in adoption.
And if we zoom in a little closer, it gets even more intense. A whopping 71% of companies are regularly using generative AI, the really powerful stuff, somewhere in their daily operations. So you're not waiting for your colleagues to maybe learn AI someday. They're already using it. The game has changed.
But, and this is the most important number of all, here's the punchline. Even with all that crazy adoption, only 1%, of executives would say their company's AI rollout is mature. Do you see it? Everybody's using it, but almost nobody knows what they're doing. The field is wide open for anyone who can figure out how to do this right. So, how do you grab this opportunity? How do you become that person? Well, let's open up the Champions Winning Playbook. It's time to stop thinking like just another user and start acting like an innovator. Okay, if you remember one thing from this, make it this. The biggest predictor of success with AI has almost nothing to do with the technology itself. It's all about something called workflow redesign. It means you don't just add AI to your old way of doing things, you fundamentally change how you do the work, with AI as your new partner.
And this, right here, is where almost everyone gets it wrong. A massive 79% of companies are just, bolting AI onto their old, clunky processes and then scratching their heads wondering why it doesn't work. This is your chance. You can be in that smart 21% that actually gets it.
It really just boils down to two paths you can take. You can follow the crowd, bolt on some AI, and get, mostly disappointment. Or you can be strategic. You can redesign your workflow, which leads to real, measurable impact and, this is the key part, recognition for your work. And you know what? It's not some crazy complicated process. It's a simple 4-step loop. First, just document how do you do a task now, the before. Second, bring in an AI tool to help. Third, measure what happens, the after. And fourth, and this is the absolute most important step for your career, you share what you learned. You share the success.
Because look, at the end of the day, numbers talk. It's not enough to go into your performance review and say, yeah, I've been working with AI. That's vague. You need proof, concrete numbers, hard data. That's what gets you noticed. That's what earns you respect and, gets you promoted.
So, how do you get those killer numbers? Here's your cheat sheet. Track the hours you save. Calculate what those hours are worth in dollars. If you can, connect what you did to an increase in revenue. Or maybe you can just point to better quality, like, hey, this report now needs 50% fewer revisions. You're not just doing the work, you're building a business case for your own success. All right, that's enough of the what and why. Let's get down to the how. This is your Monday morning plan. This is what you can literally do this week to start building some serious momentum. First, let's just focus on you. Let's call this the Work Smarter plan. Just look back at your last week. What were the annoying, repetitive, soul-crushing tasks? List them out. Pick the top 3 time wasters, and then find an AI tool for the absolute easiest one. Just start there. Get a quick win. Reclaim some of your time. Okay, now that you've got your personal win, it's time to level up. This is the Get Promoted plan. You take that small success,
You formalize it, you put those numbers together, and you present it to your manager as a little pilot project. And then, and this is the magic move, you offer to help your teammates do the same thing. Just like that, you've gone from being a good employee to being an innovator and a leader.
And this really gets to the heart of it all. See, saving time is great, but it's just the first step. The people who are truly going to skyrocket their careers aren't just working faster. They're taking the time they saved and strategically reinvesting it into bigger, better, higher value work.
So, I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. Once you use these strategies and you free up, let's say, 5 or even 10 hours a week, what are you going to do with that time? Are you going to finally tackle that high-visibility project you've been eyeing? Learn that new skill? Mentor a junior colleague? Your answer to that question, that's what's going to define the next chapter of your career.
And as you start down this path, just remember that what starts as an individual win can become so much bigger. The research behind this explanator comes from Vivander Advisors, and they specialize in helping entire organizations scale up these kinds of small experiments into real, structured, lasting transformation.